Hi, this is Julie Hunnefeld, School Garden Specialist at Chicago Public Schools. We're out at the test garden today, and when I came this morning to just do a little bit of weeding and maintenance, I found some really fun things that I wanted to show you. So the black swallowtail caterpillar is something that we can find on things that like dill and parsley and things that are in that family. So if you plant those, this is a really great way because your students probably will really enjoy this, hopefully as much as I do. So last week I saw a black swallowtail caterpillar, or actually a black swallowtail butterfly and a caterpillar, and the caterpillar was on the dill plant, or dill plants that are over here. And if you look really carefully, you notice that plant is much smaller than it used to be last week, and a lot of the leaves are gone. So that caterpillar has been really hard at work, but I don't see any more there. So I started looking around a little bit more and found a parsley plant. And on this parsley plant are tons of black swallowtail caterpillars. So we see like a very tiny one, a slightly bigger one, and then a somewhat older one here, where you can really start to see all of the stripes and dots on its body. So something super fun for students to do is to look for those, and then to look for the butterflies later. So the other thing I wanted to show you today is an actual pest that you will see often on your what we call cole crops or brassicas. So a lot of hardy greens, so collard greens, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, that sort of thing. And the evidence that you can see is essentially holes in the leaves. So you can see here that we have lots of holes in our leaves. Sometimes they get really hungry and they'll eat all the leaf, but they leave the vein remaining. The other evidence you can see is the actual cabbage white butterfly that flies around. So maybe we'll have one who serendipitously visits us. The other thing you can see is the frass or the poop that they leave behind by eating the leaves. So down in here, kind of in the crevices where the leaves meet the stem, we can see some of that. And then we can look for the actual imported cabbage worms. So I'm trying to hold the place of this one. So they often are underneath the leaves of the plants. So here's a little one. And what we really want to do is remove those. So you can take them off and squish them, or you can throw them away for bird food. And let's see, here's a bigger one that I can show you. So that's on one of the new leaves. So let me take him off. I'll curl into a little circle. I'm gonna throw him off too. And you can also sometimes find very tiny eggs on the underside of the leaves. So they look kind of football shaped. They can be yellow, or kind of then they turn back to a whitish color. So that's kind of if you are noticing these kind of things in your garden, imported cabbage worm is what you're seeing. This can be something that's really interesting to search for with your students. So they can look for damage, they can look for eggs, they can look for worms, they can look for the white butterfly, and they can also remove the worm so that there will be less damage on the crops. So thank you for coming today to look at a pest and then also a beautiful butterfly.